Okay, morning everyone. I'm here with Michael and Lara, and we're going to try and sort out some issues with the Cooper challenge that Lara's been experiencing while working. Do you want to walk us through what the issue you have on?
Okay, great. So let me just quickly share my screen.
Yeah.
Um, so let me just go to the materials. Okay, so when setting up, I got a whole lot of error complaints through the console. If I go to inspect console, okay, so the first error I got was that it couldn't see the JS script in the JS script, the chart script folder.
Yeah.
So, but the folder link was wrong, so I just updated that.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's telling me that the JS script library needs to be included. So I went to Angular charts.
So in general, you don't want to modify those.
No, I don't. I really don't want to. That's why I stopped.
Okay, so let's go back and maybe go back to a point where you started working on this and we set it up from scratch again.
Okay.
Yeah.
So all I did was the only change I made this morning to this section was where I changed the index where this was dist. It was dist.
Uh-huh.
And if you go to the actual where am I? To the actual chart one, it's source.
Okay, so I guess they updated the folder structure.
Yeah.
Basically.
So that just needs to be. So after that, then I thought I'm not going to play around with anything else because I'm then messing with somebody else's working code.
Okay. So we have. So this is the index.html. We have. So it has to be in loops, chart.js, and chart.js. That's the right directory there.
Yeah, this is right. They are. Those two are right.
Okay, just check something quickly. Okay, so do you have your code on GitHub at a stage before Angular? I mean charts.
Before charts, yeah, it's I'll tell you now. Was display was the last one I did.
So students.
Display data, sorry, was the last one I did.
What's the name of your repository?
Lollipop 27. Cooper _client.
Okay. And I must work on master.
Yes, you can work on master. I merged it this morning.
Alright. Alright, so let's find gonna So I'm going to follow the instructions that are provided here on the Angular charts documentation. Okay. I'm going to resolve to 5 and make this a permanent choice. Okay, so npm install. Let me do that. Yes, okay, so okay, so they're using bar. Okay, so I'm just gonna npm. Okay, so this is the one I'm looking for. So I'm just gonna install that. Okay. Okay, so you'll notice that it installs Angular chart.js and it also installs chart.js itself. So we actually don't need to do we don't need to install chart.js separately again. So we have that there, and now okay, so this is the one. This is the one we need to include. No, this is the source. Mm, should find one that is already compiled. Chart.js min. Yeah, something like that. No, we don't. Oh. Your chart test. Okay. So in next file, I'm gonna add your chart. Yes. I'm gonna add okay. Um, let's see. All right, let's have a look at this and see. Okay, so it doesn't ship with a distribute a disk folder. So building and testing does that. Install chart.js. Bar support has been dropped since too. You can still use chart by using Bower npm resolver. Um, so we need to add this. First add resolver in your Bower RC file. Okay. Okay, so if I do this, uh,
Raoul, won't you just talk us through what you're doing? Sorry.
okay, so just reading through the documentation of where is my browser now? Here of my browser. Desktop 3. So the problem that we're having at the moment is that it's serving you the a source version of that library chart.js. But what we want is the compiled one. What you were loading earlier on was this one here. And you can see it's trying to load a couple of libraries here based on, you know, the origin is going to be from this directory here. And you're going to be in your application there, so it won't know how to find these ones. Okay. Now, what we need to be loading in actual fact is the compiled version of this chart.js, which for some reason doesn't ship anymore. In the past, at the time of writing the documentation, they had a dist folder. So the dist folder usually holds the compiled version of any library. If as an example, you'll see that Angular chart has a dist folder, which has like this is the final version of this library, and it's ready to use that way. You can see it's not requiring any partial file or any partial JavaScript in there. Okay, this one would make it the uncompiled version of this. So what I'm looking at now is the documentation for chart.js. If I can go back to it. So what the documentation shows us is that they've dropped support for Bower since version 2.2.0. Okay, and in order to install chart.js using Bower, you need to use Bower npm resolver. And to do that, we need to modify the Bower RC file to include this. Then we're going to install the Bower npm resolver, and then we install chart.js through npm using Bower. Okay. and this should, in principle, build, get us a build of the library that we can use in the application. Okay. So I'm just gonna there you go. We go back to this, and I'm just gonna add this here in the bar RC file. So the bar RC is just configuration for Bower essentially, and you can see here the only thing that we had at the time was the directory where it should install all the libraries, and it was set to www/leak. That's why every time you run Bower, it installs things in this library here, in this library folder. So I'm just gonna add this one here, and I'm gonna install this Bower resolver. And okay, so while it's doing that, I'll just copy this and okay. Okay, so we have that. I'm gonna install Chart.js now using that. Okay, let's see. So install Chart.js was installed there. What's in here now? Okay, so we now have, you see, we now have Chart.js, and inside that directory we have a this directory that we can use now. Okay, and this is the one we need to use for the application. So so now you can, if you go back to this, you can now take this and add this into, okay, so it needs to be Chart.js and this folder, and we want Chart.js. I'll give it the modified version actually. Okay. Now if we run Ionic serve C lab, we get this working. Okay. So we can't just get away now with bar install Chart.js. We need to go through these steps if we want to install it using bar.
Okay.
So I have to update the documentation to reflect that.
Okay.
Is there an alternative to using Bower?
You could use npm.
And then we wouldn't have all these problems.
Yeah. So if you install it directly with npm, then it will install all the dependencies in. It's going to be installed in the node modules, and you can just source them from the node modules folder. Let me just check something here.
I think you need to look at the time.
Oh yeah, we will be out in 5. But like what you would do is npm install chart. What is that? Npm install chart.js save. See, and it will create, where is it? craft the Gary Mr. and Laura Cooper client chart.js. Should be in this folder. Okay, there we go. So now you have chart.js and you can just reference this. So you can either do chart bar using that method that described there, or you just do npm install chart.js, and that way, instead of requiring from the lib folder, you will have to require from the node modules. What is that?
Okay.
Node underscore modules. Hold on. Okay, so lib is in here, and HTML, the index is at the same level of that. So I'll have to do node modules chart.js, and now list and chart.js, like that.
So from my side, because I've already installed it, I will have to do the version and the documentation update.
You can choose whichever you want. You can either go with Node, like at this stage it doesn't matter which way you go. Whether you use npm or power, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. But I'll update the documentation with both steps.
Thank you.
Okay. I think with this you will be able to carry on and move with the next of the instructions.
Yes.
I'll have to stop the recording now so we can jump into the other meetings.
Thank you.